Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. If you missed the pop-up announcement, the first pop-up of 2025, we'll have that information for you again shortly on the air again. And also, it's at Q101.com and all of our socials. This is monstrous, our first pop-up of 2025, and it is a biggie. So go check it out there. Now, Friday we told you a story of a guy who got locked in a storage locker by his girlfriend. This was the story where they got in some kind of argument, and they were hoarders, so went to some kind of massive storage locker with all kinds of stuff. She said, hey, get something from the back. He had to climb over stuff, and when he got in there, she shuts the door. His phone somehow falls out of his pocket and all this hoarded stuff. And she says, that's what you get. He was locked in there for 4 days before he could find his phone, call 911. And here's what that 911 call sounded like.
911, where's your emergency?
I've been locked in the storage unit for about a week now, and I just now found my phone.
A girlfriend has outstanding warrants for attempted murder and for kidnapping. No food, no water, elements. You know, like I said, if we had been in the heat of the summer or the super cold of the winter, this would be a whole different story.
Terrifying story. Kenzie's first thought, what did he do?
That's not what I meant, though. I just meant, like, obviously this escalated. Like, I wonder the backstory. That's all.
And we all wondered the backstory and didn't really get it.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want the backstory on that? Okay.
Well, here's some of the backstory. The guy is saying that's not what happened. Now, again, the 911 call. Let's play the beginning of it just one more time. This is him calling 911.
911, where's your emergency?
I've been locked in the storage unit for about a week now, and I just now found my phone.
A girlfriend.
What'd you say he sounded like, Case?
He sounded like, who's the redneck on The Simpsons? I forgot his name.
I thought he sounded like, not quite Boomhauer from King of the Hill, but he has that vibe.
He sounded like Cletus on The Simpsons. Yeah. Yes. Which Boomhauer adjacent.
So basically now this guy, his name is Gary, is saying, she did not lure me into the back of the unit for nothing. All this is just a bunch of bull crap. They need to get their stuff right. It's just a bunch of bogus charges. So he wants his girlfriend not to be charged with attempted murder. I mean, she shouldn't be up there charged with attempted murder, attempted kidnapping. Now, he says the course of events did not happen the way the police said. Again, we had the 911 call where he basically said, I've been locked in a storage locker for 4 days and can't get out.
Well, he never said it was her fault, I guess.
He didn't say that in the 911 call as far as we know. That's a short clip. That's all we have is that information, that little bit of information.
What does he mean? Like, even if he went to the storage locker and he fell asleep, who shut the door?
He was saying the other part of the story could have been that she locked it not knowing he was in there in the back.
Oh, where did she think he was?
For 4 days?
Yeah.
Out for
the
cigarettes.
last time I saw him was in that pesky storage locker, and then I left by myself.
Yeah. Again, that's all the information we have right now of him just saying, trying to get his girlfriend off the charges, which means to me, boy, is he really scared of her.
Or he honestly still wants to be with her, and like you cannot, mira, like imagine like your family knows that I'm with somebody who tried to lock me in a storage locker for a day. Like if he still wants to be with her, he has to say it didn't happen. Because he can't have this out there and stay with her.
Like he can't bring her to Easter dinner.
Right. He's got to be like, that totally didn't happen.
Isn't this the one that locked in the storage locker for 4 days? No.
No. I fell asleep in there.
A misunderstanding. Silly. I mean, who's going to want to hang out with her at Easter? In your family.
So that's why it's got to be an accident. Like he still wants to be with her. Or he knows or he's deeply ashamed of himself. Is like, I should have been in there for 4 days. I don't know what happened.
Kenzie's still not letting him off the hook.
No
He did
kidding.
something.
Well, he's saying she's innocent, so I'm saying maybe he's ashamed of himself too. Like, I would have locked you in a storage locker if you did that too, babe. Like, maybe there's this mutual craziness.
Yeah, he claims that she left to get him something to eat before he fell asleep in a storage locker. I've been in storage lockers before. Not comfortable. Not a place I'd want to go to sleep in.
It's not the Bahamas.
No. I mean, almost any other place in your home is more comfortable than a storage locker. And they were hoarders, so the stuff was stacked with stuff. I'd like to get a look at that thing. Because I'm somewhat of a hoarder, but I'm an organized hoarder.
Oh, is that what
That's
you
what
call
they
it?
all think.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I can stop if I want to.
Okay, then do it. No.
It's more of a hobby, you see.
Well, I was cleaning up our office over the weekend, or my office storage locker / whatever in our apartment, And Megan says, do you really need this Simpsons mug? And I go, yes, it's important to me.
What's the Simpsons bug? What's on it?
It's got Homer and it says dough.
Classic. That's awesome. You got to keep that. You got
Thank
to get
you.
that insured by Lloyd's of London. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't throw away anything. I threw away some dumb picture in a frame, and she says, you're throwing that away, but you're not throwing away the Simpsons mug? I go, I got to start somewhere.
Was it like a
He's
photo of
throwing
your
away
family?
the picture of your mom.
Yeah. It's my birth. Nice picture of that. So we'll see where it goes from here. Maybe it'll be another update tomorrow, but this guy wants his girl to not have those charges against her after, again, a 911 call that sounded very terrifying.
911, where's your emergency?
I've been locked in the storage unit for about a week now, and I just now found my phone.
It's not funny, but it's just funny. I just now found my phone.
Do
Poor
you
guy.
think he did something really bad, not even in the relationship, and she knows about it? So he's got to be like, okay, well, I killed that one person, and she knows.
Oh, boy.
You know, like, I feel, I'm just saying, something's going on. Now both need to be arrested and investigated, absolutely.
I really do love how Kenzie is just trying to find a way to make it this guy's fault that he opened the storage locker.
No, that's not what I am saying. The reason he wouldn't want to turn her in is weird.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to turn somebody in for that? You need to ask questions, okay? Something's going on.
No, it's not the scary woman at all. It's definitely something he did.
But she'd be in prison. He'd be able to be free finally. He doesn't want her in there for a reason, damn
Yeah,
it.
but this sounds like a woman that has friends on the outside. If she goes away, you still can't sleep at night. There's no way. Very Sons of Anarchy vibes going on here in this situation.
Something's off. Something's off.
Well, if anybody's going to find out why the guy's a jerk, Kenzie will do that. She will stay on this day and night. Probably a part of Kenzie Crimes next week. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 and a further discussion of the situation where a man locked in a storage locker by his girlfriend. She has attempted murder charges, but he says, no, that's not how it happened. She shouldn't have anything charged against her. He fell asleep in there. More people are texting about the quality of that phone lasting 4 days on one battery charge than anything else. And also,
I think at the end of all this is just going to be a commercial for like Razor.
yeah. Someone said it was an
There
old,
when you need it.
Sarah said it was an old flip phone. And I can't remember how long the flip phone lasted, but I feel like it did last days.
Yeah, well, because you used it less. Think about it.
It was just for calls and texts.
Oh, what are calls?
No
I don't
internet.
Understand. Yeah, I don't understand what that is. You know,
Well,
you going to call people on a phone?
Case is going to watch The Departed, and his review will be live at St. Patty's Day at Lizzie McNeil's. Well, you're going to have a whole new appreciation for texting on flip phones. It shows that date of that movie a little bit.
Okay.
Even though iPhones were out, but still, there's a...
2004. I don't know. iPhones were out a little bit later than that. So.
Oh, that movie was 2004?
Yeah, I can't, or 2006 maybe. I don't know. I can't wait to watch The Departed. That's 2 weeks from or a week from Friday.
The first iPhone was 07.
It was. And we've got Hoosiers this Friday. A lot of big movies coming up.
Yeah, a lot of big stuff coming. And also, as we just announced, something very big. Our Q101 pop-up, the first one of 2025, is Coheed and Cambria. What a show that's going to be at the Cubby Bear on Thursday, April 3rd, the day before Cubs opening day. 21 and over show. It's free. First come, first served. And you must download your first come, first served ticket at Q101.com for a chance to win guaranteed entry, which I'm guessing the line out the door is going to be down the street. So definitely go to Q101.com and try to get that guaranteed entry. I'll be giving some away on the air as well for Coheed and Cambria, sponsored by Cubby Bear, Boost Mobile, and Modelo Especial. Now, they have a show at the Allstate Arena on August 19th. So that shows the level of this. They can fill Allstate Arena, but this will be about 500 people at the Cubby Bear. It's going to be memorable. It's going to be epic. We want you there. So go to our socials and Q101.com to get yourself that guaranteed entry pass.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for some music and entertainment news. Obviously, the Oscars were last night, and Best Picture went to Anora. Best Actor went to Adrian Brody from The Brutalist. And Best Actress went to Mikey Madison and Nora. Best Supporting Actor was Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. Just some of the winners there. In fact, we have some audio from Kieran Culkin because he was Super funny in his speech. This is, by the way, the movie was a comedic film about cousins who tour Poland in honor of their grandmother. Their adventure becomes complicated as old tensions resurface while exploring their family history. So he won the award for that, and then he gave this wonderful speech.
About a year ago, I was on a stage like this, and I very stupidly publicly said that I want a third kid from her because she said if I won the award, she would give me the kid. It turns out she said that because she didn't think I was going to win. But after the show, we're walking through a parking lot. She's holding the Emmy. We're trying to find our car. Emily, you were there, so you're a witness. And she goes, "Oh, God, I did say that. I guess I owe you a third kid." And I turned to her and I said, "Really, I want 4. And she turned to me, I swear to God this happened, it was just over a year ago. She said, "I will give you 4 when you win an Oscar." I held my hand out, she shook it, and I have not brought it up once until just now. You remember that, honey? You do? Okay. Then I just have this to say to you, Jazz. Love of my life, ye of little faith. No pressure. I love you. I'm really sorry I did this again. And let's get cracking on those kids. What do you say?
Let's go. Very funny. Obviously, Conan was the guy in charge, the MC.
The host, some would say.
It's the host of the
Brian,
thing.
they need to come up with a word for the guy who stands up there the whole night.
It's like what you do every day.
Yeah, the guy in charge. There you go.
The guy talked the whole time in between stuff.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, and what's that called?
That's called the guy in charge there, Conan.
He kind of guided the night, you know?
The guy with a pompadour that Case wants. Kind of. As a younger Conan had a bigger pompadour than he has now.
That's right.
But boy, did he crush it as the host of the Oscars of the wonderful event.
Wicked is nominated tonight in 10 categories. It's the perfect movie for anyone who's ever finished watching The Wizard of Oz and thought, sure, but where did all the minor characters go to college? No, I loved The Brutalist. I really did. I didn't want it to end, and luckily it didn't. Movie Conclave is nominated for Best Picture tonight. If you haven't seen Conclave, its logline is, a movie about the Catholic Church, but don't worry. We did not use AI to make this show. No AI. Yeah. We would never do that. We use child labor. Timmy Chalamet is up for Best Actor tonight. You're amazing. Timothy is nominated for his portrayal of Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan wanted to be here tonight, but not that badly. Well, we're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a pedophile.
Oh, man, so good. I mean, that's really awesome. And someone just texted in, Hillary said, I feel like Case, I've seen 0 of these movies. And I gotta admit, I've seen 0 of them as well.
Are you inspired to watch any of them now?
I mean, I want to say yes, but will I execute that? Probably not.
Okay,
Of course not.
Because I'm going to go home and watch Honora, which won Best Picture, won a bunch of awards. I love Mikey Madison. She was in the FX show Better Things. Did you ever see that?
I didn't see Better Things. What else was she in, though?
So she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
Better Things was the show. Is Pamela Adlon's show. She does the voice of Bobby Hill, and Louis C.K. was the producer for the first few seasons, and then, I don't know, something happened. He was no longer producing that show. And then she did Once Upon a Time.
What happened to Louis?
I don't know. It's weird. He just went away for a few years. And then she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was the Quentin Tarantino movie that came out 5 years ago that I watched over Christmas break. So she's in Honora. She's a young escort from Brooklyn who meets and impulsively marries the son of a Russian oligarch. That's the story behind Honora. I've been told I would love it. I'm stoked to go home and watch it. It looks like a very fun movie. She's incredibly talented.
Case, movie guy. Who knew?
Look, before last year, I thought all movies were bad. Turns out they're awesome.
No, it's
I'll
pretty good.
be honest.
Pretty
I
good stuff.
wanted to review some of the names of the actors in this movie. Like, I usually am good at throwing it out there. I can't pronounce almost anybody's name that's in the movie. So I'm going to save myself the embarrassment. Thank God for everybody announcing that none of these other people won last night, because it would have been really bad.
Well, to make everybody feel better about themselves if you haven't seen the movies, because Honora was the first picture in history to have the lowest amount of box office take. It had like about $6 million ever of the Oscars.
Well, it was made for $6 million.
It didn't make $6 million, I thought they said?
No. Honora made more than $6 million, I think. Hold on, I'm going to double check this real quick, because the budget for the film was $6 million. It made $41 million.
Oh, okay. They still said that was the lowest box office ever for a Best Picture winner.
I believe that, yeah.
But I mean,
93% on Rotten Tomatoes, very high for customers.
yeah, it doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It just means people don't go and rush to the theaters as much as they used to. They wait till it's on HBO or something or whatever streaming platform and watches it there. But like, I wanted to see Oppenheimer so bad. I was looking forward to that movie when it came. That's the story I love, the actor, everything.
Yep.
I still haven't seen it.
Well, that was summer of 2023, my friend.
That's almost 2.5 years ago?
Yep.
Did you see Oppenheimer?
No, I never saw it.
Kenzie, you see Oppenheimer?
I saw Barbie.
I wanted to see Barbie and Oppenheimer. I didn't see Barbie
You didn't see either? At least I saw Barbie.
Yeah, I saw Barbie. I don't want to hear about the Oppenheimer thing.
That's a big thing. It's a whole thing.
How have you not seen either of those?
I didn't. Well, you sound more shocked I didn't see Barbie than Oppenheimer.
Yeah, you're Captain Girl Dad. You love Barbie's like all about. It's like you'd love it.
Yeah, but Oppenheimer's about the end of the world, and I kind of like that stuff too.
Hey, you and me. I can't believe I haven't seen Oppenheimer either.
Plus, it's a story that has a little bit of a basis in Chicago with Oppenheimer. So I don't know.
I know. It sounds awful. And I probably would love it, but I wasn't as interested in it, even though I think I'd probably love it.
Yeah. I mean, we're not being haters here. I wish I'd seen all these movies because I love sitting back and watching a movie.
Hey.
But I didn't do this.
You sound so normal.
I just want to say maybe having a kid in the last 2 years screwed everything up, and I'm watching a lot of Miss Rachel now.
I don't know. You've got time in the afternoon. You could watch one of these movies today.
I know. I would like to point out, Harper doesn't get home till 5.
Yeah, but I go home and do other stuff before she
But
gets
the
home.
show ends at 10.
Okay. I don't leave here. I don't get home till about 1, 12 or 1.
Hey, you fit in Conclave in between 1 and 5. You're good. You're caught up.
I got to eat something, and
Oh,
I
you
want.
can eat while you're watching the movie.
Yeah, who doesn't eat and watch?
Well, you
you
love
separate
popcorn.
those? Everybody eats and watches.
When I eat, I can't focus on something new. So, like, for example, I'm re-binging The Walking Dead right now, which I've seen.
God.
Which, by the way,
Stop
what
watching the same 3 shows over. For the sake of this show, would love different references. Like all you watch is The Challenge, Entourage, Sopranos, and The Walking Dead. You need something new.
Doesn't that sound like a great life?
No.
That's amazing. The
You
4 best
have to
shows in the
watch
history
something-
of television.
But you keep quoting them like they're new and they're not.
Like, I will tell you this. Over the weekend, I watched White Lotus, caught up on the first new season of White Lotus, which is fantastic.
I want to check that out. That show looks awesome.
But I'm going to go home today and eat, and I'm on like season 6 of The Walking Dead. I just got to eat something.
Why? They're walking. They're dead. They're zombie. You got it. Caught up.
Kenzie, there's
People
more
are
to
dying.
it. There's more to it. Actually, she's not wrong. That's about it.
I know.
That's really about it. Well, listen, if you had anything that you saw that stood out to you, I'm curious of our listeners of how much you saw of all the movies. Again, not being a hater, I wish I saw all these. I wish I did.
Well, you could change that.
I know.
Eh.
This is like his he thinks he needs like a team, like a Make-A-Wish to help this happen. Just go watch the movie.
I'd love a team. That'd be great.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 gave you a little bit of an Oscars recap with some audio right before Stained, and a couple more entertainment and music news stories. We'll also have some Tom Papa tickets, comedian Tom Papa at the Chicago Theater in just about 120 seconds. So stay here. We'll give you free tickets for that. Not too far away. Jesse in Hammond was asking about that. So Jesse got you covered. Everybody in Hammond. And if you're outside of Hammond, keep listening for that ride over to the Chicago Theater for that awesome show, which is Friday, April 11th from our great partners and friends at the Chicago Theater. So a couple other things out there. We had to pour one out over the weekend for New York Dolls. Sadly passing away was David Johansen.
Yes, their singer.
And fighting cancer for quite some time. He was 75 years old. And certainly a lot of when you go through the history of punk and the things that were influential, a song like this comes up, Personality Crisis. Man, that hits.
They're a fantastic band. They're
That
absolutely
hits.
fantastic.
You can't go through the history of punk, New York Dolls, and all the stuff that they did and what the influence was after that. That was 1973, a song like that came out.
I always say without the Dolls, there was no Ramones, Blondie, or Television. You know, they predate those bands even by a little bit. So all that great New York punk stuff that came out in the late 70s is all heavily influenced by the Dolls. And then obviously the Smiths. Morrissey was a ginormous New York Dolls fan, and he takes a ton of influence there as well.
Sadly passing away at 75. Also, it's weird. As a kid, I remember when MTV started, they had videos. I didn't know anything about anything then. And Buster Poindexter was his kind of alter ego, another character he created. And so those videos were all over MTV when I was a kid. And he kind of looked like, Mick Jagger in a way.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Of those, and when he did that, and I was like, this guy's pretty funny. This guy's wild. What's this deal? And I had no idea what the New York Dolls or who they were at the time. I was introduced to Buster Poindexter first. You know what I mean? It's just weird.
Yeah, that is odd.
But it depends on when you first watched MTV, because they were starving for videos in the beginning, and that was one of them. I remember that's just my memory of that, seeing those Buster Poindexter videos. More music entertainment news on the music side. Actor Michael Shannon, great Chicago guy, a lot of ties to Chicago. Went to Evanston High School, I believe. Mm-hmm. And his dad was a professor at DePaul. He shows up all over Chicago just at weird times and for like unusual events. He's all over Chicago, Michael Shannon. You might remember him from being Eminem's, well, not stepdad, but the guy that was acting as a stepdad in 8 Mile in the trailer.
Oh, really?
That was him. The guy's done so much amazing stuff, but that's my memory point from him is 8 Mile.
Shocking.
He's an incredible actor.
Being an 8 Mile and then playing in an REM cover band, as you're about to explain, is the perfect life. I can't imagine anybody on earth living a better life than Michael Shannon. Congratulations to him for winning.
That's what he's doing with indie rock musician Jason Narducci. They're currently touring REM's 85 album, Fables of Reconstruction. So they're playing it. He's an REM super fan, obviously. And in honor of the band's 40th anniversary, by the way, they'll be playing the Metro on March 14th. You can see Michael Shannon in that band. But they were playing a show in REM's hometown of Athens, Georgia last week, Thursday night. And the original 4 members of REM, Michael Stipe, Mike Mills, Peter Buck, and Bill Berry, joined the Actors Band on stage to perform Pretty Persuasion. This is almost unheard of because I can't remember the last time all 4 got on stage.
I can tell you. 2007, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Last year, Songwriters Hall of Fame. And then last week at the 40 Watt Club in Athens, Georgia. Those are the last 3 times they've been on stage together.
20 years, 3 times. That's it.
God
and
bless
one of
them.
them was this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is wild. Because I got to imagine REM's been offered $1 billion to reunite and do a stadium tour.
By me, yes. I've personally tried to fund their reunion tour.
Well, they know that checks out in cash.
Yeah. Bigger people than Case
Immediately know.
have tried to back that tour because we're in this big nostalgia wave right now of stadium concerts. And there's no question if REM did it, they could do 2 at Soldier Field.
Without question, absolutely.
Easy.
But they don't want to do it. The beautiful thing about REM is they're all still friends. They all get along. They've never sued each other. There wasn't a nasty split. They're guys that realized, hey, we're not going to be in a band anymore, and we're never going to be in a band again. And they've been offered it. They've talked about it a bunch. They just don't want to do it except for cool things like this. And I think that's we should all aspire to be like Michael Stipe in that way.
Kenzie, you take the money, right?
Yes. Yes.
How about
I would perform with Satan for $1 million.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Some local stories of note, including this one. The announcement of the Q101 pop-up with Coheed and Cambria at the Cubby Bear Thursday, April 3rd, the night before Cubs opening day. It's a 21 and over show. It is free. That's what a pop-up is. If you're new to the show, listen, we've done these for several years of free pop-ups with elite bands that play big venues like Coheed and Cambria, which is playing Northerly Island on August 19th. That's big. That can get up to 30,000 people. Cubby Bear, about 500. This is going to be so exclusive, and make sure you go to Q101.com to download your free first-come, first-served ticket and enter for a chance to win guaranteed entry passes there at Q101.com, sponsored by the Cubby Bear, our great friends, Boost Mobile, and Modelo Especial. So Brian Phillips will be broadcasting that day, his whole show, 3 to 7, with guaranteed entry passes at the Cubby Bear restaurant he'll be giving away. So amazing. All the info at Q101.com on our socials. That is a huge, big-ass first pop-up of 2025. Some other local stories out there to consider. That Chicago has the least snow in 88 years so far with January, February.
Woohoo!
Nah, I want the snow.
You want snow?
Yeah, I like it. I like snow.
What are you, Rudolph?
I am Rudolph, actually.
In what ways are you like Rudolph?
My nose gets red, but only when I drink. I don't know if Rudolph was drunk during that whole time.
I hope not. He was doing a lot of driving.
My whole thing is, if it's going to be cold, then I want snow. Why be cold if there's no snow? What's the point then?
But I would argue if there's less snow, it's been like warmer. Do you think so? I feel like honestly, February used to be hell. Like I used to be like, oh God, it doesn't get even a little bit better till March. And I feel like now, like February is, you get some nice days. We had a 60-degree day in February.
Yeah, we had the week of below zero, almost below zero, and that's what we get. And you're right, winters have gotten milder in Chicago, no question.
That's what I'm talking about. It's the new Florida, baby.
It's probably not a good ending there with it getting milder.
No, I'm sure it's fine.
Those 70-degree days in February.
I mean, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Our kids, what are you going to do?
Get that SPF 1000 on them. Stat.
Yeah.
Other local stories. This happened to me. Did everybody get that or anybody else get that? Do not respond to the Illinois tollway. Well, actually, you should not respond to it, but that Illinois tollway scam. And it basically said that, you have an outstanding payment for the Illinois tollway. I got that text about 4 times in the last couple days, and I almost bought it because I thought, where was I at on the tollway? Oh, crap, I might not have reloaded the payment on the iPass. And
right.
It's like, crap. And then, thankfully, Megan said, no, it's a scam. Don't do anything with that.
Well, people really need to look out for these because I hit tolls every single day driving down here to Q101 from Elgin, okay? And they look super legit because things do happen. Like I have the auto reload when it hits to like a certain low point. So I haven't paid attention in so long. Every once in a while, websites will update their systems and the auto reload will, you have to resubmit yourself for it, right? So it seems so legit. It looks like an Illinois state number, the way that it's worded. I actually went to my husband and was like, you should log into our account and check and see if the auto reload worked. And he had to look it up. And this is two young enough people, okay? Obviously, your 80-year-old grandparents fall for these things. It is such a legit looking scam because I've actually gotten texts from the toll roads before that weren't scams. So it's not, out of question to get that. So do not click on anything. If you're worried about your account, just log in separately and go check because this scam looks good, honey. They are figuring it out with us.
Well, the words are exactly the toll roads notice of toll evasion. You have an unpaid toll bill on your account. To avoid late fees, pay within 12 hours. And there's a link, of course, and it's a scam. It's a total scam. Don't do it. So I had another one pop up I need your help with. I don't know. This just happened during the show, and I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, boy.
So it came through Facebook.
Okay, so already not real. You already don't have to worry about it.
But I'm scared because what if it means I lose everything? Here's what it says. It says deadline, inbox required attention. So it says important notification from Meta. Your Facebook page is scheduled to be permanently removed due to it violating our trademark rights. We made this decision after careful consideration and in compliance with our intellectual property protection policies. If you believe this is a misunderstanding, we kindly ask you to submit a complaint so we can review it before removing the page from Facebook. Am I going to lose my Facebook page or is this a scam?
Yeah, no, you should click on that link.
You should
That's
right
real.
now.
Are you real? Or are you messing with me?
No, that's real. No, if it's a violation of copyright, that's real. You should click on that.
Think about
and
all
submit a complaint.
think about all the intellectual property that you violated over the years.
Yeah.
Tons.
It's time for you to pay the piper, Brian. You better click on that
you
link.
should submit something. You're gonna lose your Facebook. I would for sure click on that link from your phone.
Yeah.
Are you guys trying to get me hacked?
No.
No.
You have all those great Facebook memories of you live tweeting about The Walking Dead 11 years ago.
Brian.
You don't want to miss on that.
All the Bears stuff you modeled, your
my
new jacket
God,
and
yeah.
stuff. Oh my God.
That's a lifetime of memories flushed away
Guilty,
unless you click
guilty,
on that
guilty.
link right now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if I wanted to get you hacked, I would have said the toll road one, was legit. I told you that wasn't. You should click on that from your phone. It would be fine.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys caring. That's really nice to have friends.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I'm going to click on it there in Third Eye Blind. I'll let you know what happens after.
Yeah, no, good.
Can't wait.
Thank you guys. I love you.
We love you too.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, 20 minutes away from a major concert announcement. Lauren will have that at 10 o'clock right here with Brian and Kenzie in Q101. First, let's get to your takeaways from today's show. What do you got, Case?
Miguel in Waukegan checked in his takeaway. Lala has 4 days, but Jesus only has 2?
Lame.
Kenzie, what do you got?
Threw in 2 texted in, nothing had flavor until Robin's company invented it.
That's true.
God, flavor's so good. All kinds of flavors.
Big flavor guy.
Yeah, I love flavor. Finally, Omar checked in. Takeaway. That bitch had bangs. Well, to find out what all that stuff means, you have to go to the podcast. If you missed parts of the show, what's on a case?
This morning, Kenzie called out her brother for cheating in front of the entire family. That story on cheating is available on the Brian and Kenzie podcast. Also, a quote from earlier today that is on the Brian and Kenzie podcast. No offense, but why would anyone show you their boobs?
Wait, late takeaway. Marshall texted in. Kenzie is shocked that someone wanted to showcase their boobs. Case took that personally.
On the Brian and Kenzie podcast today. There you go.
You really need a full conversation on how we got there, because it was a long and storied road to get there.
A painful road, some would say.
You miss a
I
moment,
really
miss a
didn't
lot.
mean for you to take it that bad.
All right, so check it out anywhere you can get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, the Q101 app, wherever.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.